There are 10 critical mistakes you should never do in SpaceCraft. This will improve your game progress by a ton. In this video, I show you the 10 mistakes you shouldn't do and how to fix them. The first thing you should avoid is buying material locations from the mining burrow. It looks pretty tempting, especially early on, to get here some locations, but it is really expensive and gives you only a single spot where you can find it in the system, so it's really not much. On top of this, you also want to explore the planets by yourself anyways, in order to get exploration points, and also finding other valuable spots. What you can do instead is that you are using the burrow just as an overview what this sector is offering you. Because here all material basically listed, which you can find in this sector. If you're looking for something else which is not listed here, then just go to the next sector and go there also to the station if it's available to see what this next sector offers you. Like this you can progress the game a lot faster and also with a better plan. Never build bases on spots with only one material or only one deposit. This is just not enough scaling. Instead, build bases on spots with double deposit with different materials. You want to ideally combine aluminium and copper or iron and coal early on, because this allows you to build really good production chains with important materials. You should also get never the overclocked laser or the spectral resource detector, because they have both durability, which means after a short amount of usage, they will basically be done and you cannot use them anymore. Instead, you should build the simple mining laser and the scanner alpha and beta here. That's what you need in the early to mid game and gives you a way more consistent way to farm and detect material. In addition, you also should never sell things at the shop which you can't getting in big numbers. This means iron and copper are in the early game your go-to material to sell. Best is just make ingots out of it and then you have a decent income early on. Later, you can also process these things into plates or beams and then you can make more money faster. If you find blueprints, keep them for all costs and also never drop anything like crystals or minerals, because you will need them later for science unlocks on the laboratory. In your menu you also can drop things, but be careful with this, because once you dropped something out of your inventory, it's gone forever, so make sure nothing important gets lost. In the early to mid game, you also want to always farm the light side of planets and never the dark ones, because you simply not have the equipment to do this efficiently. Same is also for water planets, which you encounter sometimes. This is also more something for the mid game, and you also will not need the material you would find there. Also avoid keeping ores in your storage. As you see, they're really heavy, and especially early on, they will dumpster your storage pretty hard. The first thing you can do is just go to a station or your base and then making ingots out of them, because the ingots are a lot lighter, so you can carry more stuff with you. You also shouldn't fly around with a kind of packed storage if you want to gather a lot of materials. That's why you also should get into your storage of your bases always as much material as you can, because then you can get with zero storage out, collect as much as you want, come back and make a way more efficient movement. And you should also obviously never overload your ship's storage while you're flying, because then you will get slowed down to only 50% maximum speed. Further, you should never add or remove ship parts unless you're knowing what you're doing. Extending your ship is one of the most complex things in the early to mid game, and you need to get a plan first, because elsewise you will just have really a lot of trouble while flying. Because of this, I will make a specific ship guide just to show you how it's done. And if you don't want to miss this, then subscribe now to not miss this video. In addition, you also should not overload your system, because then you will overheat faster and this causes also more problems while mining. And don't run out of FTL fuel, guys. This can be really painful, because if you can't make it to a station or a base to refill your fuel, then you will be kind of a bit stranded and you will need to use the respawn button, which also has some penalties. So better to avoid this. For that, we're going on the map before we travel anywhere. And then you can see when you're hovering over the lines, you actually see how much you need to travel there. So you can plan your route first, and then you always get to the stations back without any problems. One thing I learned the hard way is that you should never go into the menu while flying on a planet. There's actually no pause in the game, doesn't matter what you do. So first slow down, then you can do something here to reading or check what you want. Because elsewise, if you're like kind of flying towards a planet, you will just crash onto it, take a lot of damage, and also might lose a lot of resources you mined. And if you enjoyed the video, check out my SpaceCraft playlist for more guides and builds.